Eneo hili si hivyo.
Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Moses Kuria yesterday shocked the entire country by a bombshell which he dropped on his Twitter. I want us to go through that bombshell. But before we do that, there is also some developing story in the Republic of Kenya. According to sources, William Ruto is expected to reshuffle his cabinet this week or latest next week. According to those sources, William Ruto is supposed to bring on board one cabinet secretary to represent Gideon Moi, and also is expected to nominate two allies of Gideon Moi as permanent secretaries. And the question which most Kenyans are asking is, which cabinet secretary is the president going to sacrifice? Ladies and gentlemen, that is coming tomorrow. I think tomorrow I should do an analysis about that cabinet reshuffle. One of my friends also on this platform from Kirinyaga, Gige, those from Kirinyaga know him, also sent me some interesting texts on my WhatsApp. Let me just read for you what he posted for me, what he texted me. Have you realized William Ruto nowadays neither congratulate or physically attend inaugurations of presidents whom have made their incumbents one term? Mudavadi said it's difficult for an incumbent president in Africa to lose elections. Let him smell the coffee, as Seychelles president has just lost elections after one term. The next is happening here in Kenya come 2027. And it's listing those countries where one term has happened and President Ruto has not attended the swearing in. He's saying in November there was Liberia. In November 2024 there was Botswana. In December 2024 there was Ghana. In September 2025 there was Malawi, or this Malawi. And then in October 2025 there's Seychelles. So he's saying August loading, the trend must continue. Ladies and gentlemen, is that statement true? But let us now get back to the subject for today. Moses Kuria's bombshell. Let me read for you what Moses Kuria posted on his official Twitter handle. To my brother Rigathi Gachagua, I am an honest man. By now, you know that. It is an undeniable fact that majority of our Mount Kenya people listen to you. You are ahead of the rest of us. You are edging closer to be our undisputed kingpin in the mountain. In fact, just like Gideon Moi and William Ruto are working together, I might consider working with you very soon. I have only one humble request. Kindly refrain from insulting our leaders in general, our women leaders in particular, and all Mount Kenya women by extension. Doesn't really sound commensurate with your undisputed kingpin status. Kindly, sir, with profound respect. Now that is what Moses Kuria posted on his Twitter handle. And this is the video he attached on that post. Listen in.
Wewe gavana Waiguru, wewe Karinda, kwani nyinyi hamuna akili?
Now in this tweet, Moses Kuria is acknowledging that Rigathi Gachagua is ahead of them, and that Rigathi Gachagua has not stamped his authority as the undisputed Mount Kenya kingpin, but is just making a plea to Rigathi Gachagua to stop the insults. Ladies and gentlemen, that statement by Moses Kuria has a lot of political meanings, which I want us to analyze deeply in this video. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. And I want to go straight to my number one point. If I read that statement clearly, Moses Kuria is just offering Rigathi Gachagua his unsolicited advice that he's now the kingpin. And as the kingpin, there are certain things he should not be doing, like issuing those kinds of insults. And that's why I was not surprised when Rigathi Gachagua's allies decided to attack Moses Kuria today. Because it will be very difficult for anybody to convince me that Rigathi Gachagua understands clean politics, which Moses Kuria is now trying to remind him. Listening to this member of parliament attacking Moses Kuria for just telling Rigathi Gachagua, boss, you don't need to insult women leaders like Waiguru or even Mbarire. They are from our region.
Mimi niko na jambo moja tu. Sasa hivi Kasongo amepanic na ameanza kutuma watu wetu wa Mulima kukuja kututawanyisha. Ametuma kijana mmoja kutoka kule Kiambu. Ameanza kukuja kupatia Rigiji masharti. Anaambia Rigiji ati lazima uongee na Waiguru, ati lazima uongee na Karinda. Wewe Moses Kuria, wewe tunakuona. Huyu Rigiji sio kupewa masharti. Si mambo ndio hayo? Kasongo ndio wa kupewa masharti. Na nawaambia wasome Biblia, Matthew 5 verse 24. Kabla hujakuja katika DCP, kabla hujakuja kwa Rigiji, enda kwanza watu wako wakukubali. Enda kwanza watu wakukubali. Si mambo ndio hayo? Tunawaambia wasije kupatia Rigiji masharti. Rigiji sio muosho umoja. Kama watu hawakutaki. Yule mtu wa kupewa masharti ni Kasongo. Yeye huyo anapatia Rigiji masharti. Vijana wakiuawa alipatia Kasongo masharti. SHA isipofanya kazi anapatia Kasongo masharti. Pesa isipofika shule amepatia Kasongo masharti. Tumwambie tunakuonea 18 wewe. Tunakuonea 18 na kabla hujaongea na Rigiji, wewe ni mpigaji kura Kiambu, kuja uongee na mimi kwanza. Mimi ndo seneta wa Kiambu, top shota.
And now this is how Moses Kuria has responded to that gentleman. After my offer to work with our self-declared kingpin on conditions he stops insulting women leaders, this is how his kitchen cabinet has responded to my offer for unity of our region. The problem with Rigathi Gachagua is that unlike Jomo Kenyatta, Mwai Kibaki, and Uhuru Kenyatta, he surrounds himself with idiotic lumpens, neophytes, and rookies. The bar has fallen too low. Which means, in my view, Moses Kuria has actually rejected, once again, any offer. Is not going to work with Rigathi Gachagua. So for me, that is my first understanding, that he was just trying to persuade Rigathi to be a bit more professional right now. Number two, I think Moses Kuria is also acknowledging that Rigathi Gachagua is now Mt Kenya kingpin. And my biggest question is, if Rigathi Gachagua has now been accepted as Mt Kenya kingpin, which direction is he going to take the community? Because Uhuru Kenyatta is yet to accept that Rigathi Gachagua is the kingpin and is pushing for Fred Okengo Matiang'i. So is Moses Kuria trying to advise Rigathi Gachagua to also try and listen to what Uhuru Kenyatta is saying and Fred Matiang'i? I don't know that. Number three, this is something I still hold, that Mt Kenya might actually produce a presidential candidate in 2027. Why? They have the numbers. And that's what Moses Kuria is telling him, that now the mountain has agreed that you are the kingpin. Now they have the numbers. They have the numbers. Now, if you have the numbers, why should you support someone else? So Moses Kuria is going to come on board and is going to push for Mt Kenya to produce a presidential candidate. Personally, I've always believed that as long as Mt Kenya can produce a presidential candidate, the opposition cannot win. They must sacrifice this time. Number 4, I think Moses Kuria is also sending a coded message to Ruto that they have options. You know, Moses Kuria resigned from William Ruto's government. He's been there. He's been trying to attack Rigathi, no, not working. He's now telling Ruto that, you know, working with Rigathi is one of the options available. Don't take Mt Kenya for granted. For me, that is the most important message Moses Kuria is sending. And lastly, I'm looking at the 2027 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya. What are some of the options available for Moses Kuria? What are some of the options available for Mt Kenya? Only 2 options: support Ruto or support someone else. Who is that someone else? The person Rigathi Gachagua is going to support, because that person is the one who is going to benefit more from Mt Kenya tyranny of numbers. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.